Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm of course your host, Mega Mike the Movie Man. Today we have a super fun live stream as always these Sunday mornings. We got a lot of great movie news stories to go through. So let me run down how this one's going to work. So these are the news stories we will cover. So we got to talk about the VFX, special effects, visual effects, all that great stuff, wanting to unionize. So definitely some serious implications with that scenario. So we're definitely going to cover those news stories there. Next up, this is a fun one that just came out of nowhere. We got Gal Gadot versus James Gunn, a he said, she said scenario. Somebody thinks Wonder Woman 3 is happening, the other side doesn't. It's outrageous out there. That's going to be a fun one to get into. And then we, of course, got to get updated on these strikes that are going on in Hollywood that is shutting everything down. So, Writer Guilds of America, they had talks resume, or supposedly we're supposed to resume on last Friday. So we're going to go in exactly what that was all about, get you as many details as we can. And then after those, we'll have a special shout out, kind of a funny story I got to update you on. And then we'll have, of course, the Ask Anything section. So all I do say is, yeah, try to keep on topic for each of the news stories we do cover, but anything your heart desires, once we get to the Ask Anything section, you could ask anything. Other news stories out there, anything about movies, any, last minute reviews you want me to do, rankings, whatever. Hit me with whatever you'd like in terms of conversation there. And just any fun questions too. I always love answering those so you guys can get to know even more about me. So, like I said, this is going to be a great stream here today. I got to remind you all though, go ahead and help me with smashing that like button. If you're watching, take that quick extra step. It only takes half a second. Hit that like button. If you're visiting the channel for the first time and you love movies, movie watching, movie collecting, physical media, whatever it is, you're going to want to subscribe, hit that notification bell because there's tons of content for you guys. And then I always encourage check the memberships if you want to get any exclusives, different reviews and perks and other great stuff and have even more of a voice in the channel's content. Definitely check those out. Like I said, there's so much stuff going on with the channel. You don't want to miss a single thing. So let's get right into the comments here, though, just to see who's joining us this morning for me. Maybe evening for some of y'all out there. I think it is for Adrian James. Hello there, Mike. How are you doing today? I'm doing great as always. I set the alarms to get up early this morning. I did a quick little walk. I made breakfast, right? I got my coffee going. And so, yeah, today's going to be a great day. But, Adrian, I want to hear from you. How are you doing out there today? What have you been up to? All that fun stuff. Same with you, Craig. Hey, Craig saying hi, Mike. Hello, Craig. Let me know how your Vegas trip went. I know you got back. I know you told me a few different things that you did over the Vegas, but shout them out again. What were your favorite parts? And I know you said you went to some good restaurants out there too. If you remember the names of those, let me know because when I go out to Vegas, I love to be munching. So I need to know all the spots for that. So definitely share that. We got Hisham in the house. What's up, Mike? How are you doing today? Once again, doing awesome. Hisham, how are you doing today? And thank you so much, my supporters out there. You guys are always showing up on these live streams every Sunday. You all are amazing. Without you, this channel would not be possible. We even got mid-level media in the house. This is just going to make a whole nother sort of special kind of live stream with Kenny Levels here. Morning, Mike. Morning, Kenny Levels. How have you been out there? What have you been up to? I know you've been keeping busy, I'm sure, with the channels and whatnot. I remember I watched that conversation with Steelbook Obsessed. That was a great one. World's Biggest Collectors. That was fantastic. I really enjoyed that myself. We got Lance Jackson in the house. Hey, what's up, Mike and everyone? Just watching SpongeBob SquarePants and later going to clean up the basement. Well, good luck with the basement stuff. That doesn't sound super fun, but you got to get it done. But SpongeBob, that was my go-to show when I was younger. I'd watch that all the time. So I know a lot of the earlier episodes. Not sure about the new seasons though. But yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with some SpongeBob, right? Let's see. Hisham says visual effects Howard the Duck 1986 better than VFX Captain Marvel 2019 and Thor Love and Thunder 2022. Yeah, I don't know if I could disagree with you there. I'm a big Howard the Duck fan. You guys all know. I campaigned hard for Howard the Duck on Tim's Talks Talkies community list. It was not successful though. The Howard the Duck campaign, it didn't even show up in the top 50, from what I understand. So, yeah, a little disappointed there, but hey, we tried. We tried for Howard the Duck. To me, very underrated Marvel movie. You watch that again, it's just fun. It's entertaining. I know it has its cheesy moments, but it's something different for Marvel, and I always get a kick out of it. It's a good time, right? Adrian says, "Hi, Ken. How are you doing today?" We got Vince the Movie Man, Mega Mike the Movie Man, Vince the Movie Man. We're gonna have to make some kind of league out there, some kind of movie league. Combine our super forces, Vince, and that'll be super awesome. Gotta do that one of these days. We got my mom in the chat saying, "Hi, everyone." Shout out to Leon Engage at Red Lobster, Ontario. Well, I was going to save the shout out for a little later on, but because my mom brought it up, might as well go to that first before we get into the news stories. So, yeah, apparently a couple of my fans out there in the wild in public kind of recognized me. They actually saw my brother, who looks very similar to me, and said, "Hey, Mega Mike," to my brother. And my brother was like, "Hey, that's my brother." So that was kind of funny. So I got recognized, sort of, kind of, but it wasn't me. But related to me, I don't know. It was a wild story. It was super fun. But yeah, big shout out to Leon and Gage for supporting the channel. And yeah, loving movies. That's what it's all about. A fun, safe community to talk movies, something we all enjoy. So yeah, big shout out to them. All right, next up, we got Vince saying, "Yeah, definitely, man, I'm down." Yes, yes, we got to form the league. All right, so let's get into these movie stories, what you guys are all here for. Let's see. So we got to talk about the VFX unionization process, what that exactly means. Because when I first heard about this, I was kind of shocked. I'm like, how did the VFX workers not already have a union? So many things in Hollywoods have unions, and to me, I think unions are so important to protecting workers, really helping workers get safe wages, safe conditions. All of that important stuff for the working environment, something that really helps protect the middle class and things of that nature. And I was shocked. I was shocked that the VFX did not have a union when a lot of the other stuff in Hollywood does. So let's get into this information. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this as we go through this. Anything about the unionization process, maybe you know a little bit more details than me. If you know someone in the Hollywood industry, maybe you know someone in VFX, or just what you think in general. I mean, VFX so important to the movies today. But yeah, let's get right into this news story. Let me grab the overlay for y'all. And once again, all these articles are linked in the description below. So if you want even more details, you can check out those sources of information. But yeah, let's bring this up. So the petition, which is the first step to creating union recognition for Marvel's VFX artists, applies only to on-set crew, which includes data wranglers, production managers, witness camera operators, and assistants on both film and TV productions. In a statement, the IATSE's VFX organizer Mark Patch said, "For almost half a century, workers in the visual effects industry have been denied the same protections and benefits their co-workers and crewmates have relied on since the beginning of the Hollywood film industry. This is a historical first step for VFX workers coming together with a collective voice demanding respect for the work we do, hailing the move as a major shift in an industry that has largely remained non-union since VFX was pioneered during production of the first Star Wars films in the 1970s. The odds, they said, a supermajority of Marvel's 50 plus VFX crew had signed authorization cards indicating they wish to be represented by the union, which already represents around 168,000 technicians and craftspeople in live theater, film, and TV in associated areas in US and Canada. So it looks like they're trying to join the IATSE union, which is kind of a catch-all union for a lot of the moving parts in Hollywood. I mean, you have the larger unions out there, right? Like you got the Screen Actors Guild, you got the Writers Guild, of course, you got a Directors Guild, but the Yahtzee actually covers a whole bunch, so it's actually pretty big for a union because they cover so many different areas. So VFX wants to apparently jump into that. A lot of people have signed authorization saying they want to join the union, so they're in that first step process. So it's not official; they're not officially in this union yet. They haven't unionized yet entirely, but at least they took that crucial first step, and that's so important, especially all the horror news stories we've heard about recently. How Marvel, right, Disney has been working some of the VFX workers nonstop to get projects done in such a short amount of time. That's maybe why the VFX doesn't look as great today as maybe in years past. I know Hisham brought up that Howard the Duck scenario. Well, they probably had more time to work on those projects before, but now they have so little time because they say, hey, we need to crank out this movie in 3 months. Let's go. Here's the project. And they're put on that crunch line deadline. And that's a lot of pressure. So they have to work hours and hours and hours, multiple hours in a day, most of the day, probably through the weekends. I mean, they probably get hardly any time off to see their families. And it's just that, see, that's the kind of wild, outrageous stuff that we need protection for. We need protection for these workers, right? Because, of course, employers are going to want to take advantage, squeeze as much as they can out of the workers because they care about the profits and all that stuff. That's where we have the unions come in and then help and support the workers and say, hey, 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 that's not right. Got to come to some kind of agreement on the working conditions here. So, a lot of stuff happening in Hollywood right now. And I wonder if this part maybe, kind of came up with the writer's strike and Screen Actors Guild strike and all that happening, maybe at the same time they thought, hey, now is the time to strike because, well, not strike, but unionize because we have these other things going on too. And maybe we'll be stronger at this time to push for something in Hollywood. That's my initial thought there. But yeah, hopefully everything goes well for the VFX people. Hopefully they get unionized, they get those benefits, protections, they're able to come to a good negotiation and everything works out. But yeah, let me hear your guys' thoughts. Like I said, VFX is so important, especially for a lot of movies today. The big blockbusters, so many visual effects, and they're so time consuming. I mean, that's why I put that picture on the thumbnail of that Marvel one, which was it might have been Infinity War, I think it was, where you saw it was like, wow, most of that scene was visual effects. Yeah, you had the main Avenger actors just kind of running, but the rest of it was visual effects. That movie was so visual effect heavy. It just kind of opens your eyes to be like, wow, yes, so much visual effect work done. We need to put respects on the visual effect work and really protect these workers. Like, other people in Hollywood are protected. But once again, I think these kind of visual effects that came out later, what I was saying with Star Wars, those types of films, they really started to play a part. And so, yeah, they weren't in very old school Hollywood, but yeah, we gotta get to that same level at least. But yeah, let's check your guys' comments. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. This is such an important story. We got Cinema Man saying, "Hey Mike, good afternoon." Oh, it's afternoon for you, Cinema Man. That is awesome. What are you doing right now? Are you having lunch? Are you watching a movie? You let me know. Let's see. We got Dimension Scott in the house. Hey, how's everyone doing? I'm doing great, Dimension. Hope you all are doing great as well. We got Tiana Loves Movies. Good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon, Tiana. Uh, I see. I always forget that it's afternoon for so many people out there. Like me, it's like I gotta struggle to get up. I gotta set the alarm. I gotta get the coffee going. But for some people, it's already afternoon and they've been going. So let's see. Cinnamon Man says, by the looks of it, VFX team on the Meg 2 never deserved their work again. Oh, come on, Cinnamon Man. The movie was bad. I will say that. The movie was not good. And I had a terrible theater experience. I don't think I told you guys this theater experience. So let me go on a mini rant here, if you will allow me. So, oh gosh, this theater experience was bad. Okay, so we're seeing Meg 2. It was me, going to see Meg 2, The Trench. And there was these people in the theater that kept yelling at the screen, that were cussing like every 2 minutes, just shouting out the whole time the movie was going. Completely ruined the theater experience. But it wasn't that great of a movie anyway. So, I mean, at least it happened with a bad movie instead of a good movie. But still, it was compiling not the best movie with those shenanigans happening. But it gets even worse. It gets even worse. So after that, I leave the theater. I go into the lobby. I see a assistant manager walking by, and I stop them and I say, hey, just want to let you know there was this issue scenario going on in the theater. Just it would be nice if you kind of look into this. Is there anything you can do? Anything you can do for next time? Whatever it might be, right? Because I told them I only saw like one employee go into the theater the whole runtime of the movie, and they really didn't check to see what was going on. It was like they were whoop and then out. So I'm like, hey, maybe you guys can work on that. They're like, oh, we can't do anything now. because the movie's already over. Well, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna leave during the watching experience though, because I don't want to miss a scene of the movie. But I think it's important you guys have that information so you can improve going forward. And they wouldn't have it. They just walked away. I'm like, ooh, okay. All right. Now I know why theaters are failing out there. Bad theater experience, bad customer service. It was awful. It was awful. I mean, yeah, yeah. And that Regal Theater has so much turnover there. There's like always new assistant managers all the time. It's no good, no good. And but that's the last theater in my city. That is the last theater in my city. So it's like, no other choices, unfortunately. But yeah, the Meg 2. Did not enjoy that one. I think some people had an okay time with it, but yeah, wasn't for me. I didn't love the first Meg either, but I think this was I don't even know if this was a step down maybe. I don't know. Both weren't the best to me, just not my taste in movies, unfortunately. But yeah, but people still need to get paid. People still need to get paid because you want to attract talent to Hollywood. If you don't have good benefits and wages and things of that nature, you're never going to attract the best talent out there. Because maybe there are really talented VFX workers that even, if they were given more amount of time, they could do some great work. But because of such bad working conditions, they're not even going into the Hollywood industry. They're going to another industry because if they can't do well with their talents there, they're going to go somewhere else and just do something entirely, even though they may have been a good fit for the Hollywood industry. So that's what I'm saying. The unions are so important to make sure people are getting treated fairly, paid properly, all that good stuff. Because I think that will increase the quality of movies overall. Like I said, give these VFX workers more times to work on the movie, right? Attract the best VFX workers out there. All that stuff I think is going to improve the quality of the VFX side of stuff. Same thing with the writers and actors, right? You got to have people be able to make it in the industry to get the best talent out there, right? That is crucial. Let's see. Hisham says MCU overused CGI in Black Panther 2018. Yeah, I would agree. I didn't like when we got into the third act and it was very CGI heavy. I will say that. I like the movie overall, though. I mean, Killmonger was really cool. You can't really go wrong with that, right? It was Michael B. Jordan, right? Great villain. But yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't love those kind of effects, right? The CGI stuff. Now, sometimes you do got to use CGI, but my feeling is anything you can do in practical effect work, do. So if you can do the majority in practical work, yes. For the small percentage you can't do practical, then fine, expand to CGI if you need to. But I think movies overdo CGI now when they could truly do practical for a lot of it. And yeah, practical just looks better to me. It stays up more over time, like you go back, you watch some practical effects, like puppetry work and things of that nature. That stuff was so cool back in the 80s and 90s, right? You think of, the Jim Henson type of stuff, all of that kind of stuff, right? That effect kind of work was so cool. And to me, it still keeps up to today, where you go back to older CGI stuff, early 2000 CGI, you can tell the difference. It's like, ooh, yeah, that's kind of hurting my eyes right now. So yeah, so I mean, some of it was fine, some of it not so much. But like I said, I'm all for the practical effects as much as you can. Um, Let's see. Many bad experiences lately. That's why I don't go. I know, and you would think the higher levels of management would care about this, right? Don't they want to, make money and things like that? That means you want to get customers out to the theater, provide a great experience. But when you blow off the customer relationship and things of that nature, like no wonder a lot of people are going. I'm going because I got an unlimited pass, right? So I'm going because of that reason. But most people don't have that, so most people aren't going to the theaters. Most people will just stay at home and watch something. So yeah, the theaters got to change their mindset, provide a better experience, especially the generations these days. They care about a good experience. Theaters work on providing a better premium experience that's worth people's money, and people will go out to it. I mean, there's other issues too. The streaming stuff really hurt the theater going industry. I think that was a big major one. COVID also sped that up. And yeah, so it's all a mess. The theater stuff is all a mess right now. Hisham says MCU and Disney must learn to Christopher Nolan, the Christopher Nolan ways. And I did a Christopher Nolan stream. If you guys didn't see that, it was Collectors Club Week. It was super fun. We went through all of Nolan's filmography, ranked them all, talked about them all. It was fantastic. But anyway, yeah, Nolan often uses the practical effects, which is why I really appreciate the way his movies look. Now, in terms of him directing, I'm always torn between. Like half of the stuff is my favorite stuff of all time. The other half, I'm like, I can't ever watch this again. But I can always say visually, his movies look great. So yes, Disney, take notes from Christopher Nolan on the visual stuff. Absolutely, I can agree on that. All right, awesome, awesome. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring up the next story here. Oh yeah, this was a fun random surprise one. We got Gal Gadot versus James Gunn. More DC drama. The DC drama never stops. It's like this is Snyderverse 2.0. And I warned people of this. I'm like, I don't like where this is going. I don't think James Gunn is a business mindset. He's a great creative, but to be a studio executive, leading a studio business mindset wise, I see some issues, and there's been nothing but issues so far. And we haven't even got the Superman Legacy coming out, and we're already struggling here. This does not look good. Not excited for this new DC universe. I mean, ugh. But yeah, let's get into this news story. Let's get into the overlay with the he said, she said shenanigans, right? Okay, so Gadot first suggested that Wonder Woman 3 might not be fully dead in an interview with comicbook.com. I love portraying Wonder Woman, she said. It's so close to and dear to my heart. From what I heard from James and from Peter, it's that we're going to develop Wonder Woman 3 together. Despite recent comments from Gal Gadot claiming DC heads James Gunn and Peter Safran told her they would develop Wonder Woman 3 together, sources with knowledge of the situation tell Variety that that is not the case. According to the sources, a third Wonder Woman film is not in development at DC Studios, nor do Gunn and Safran have plans at this time for any Wonder Woman project in the new DC universe other than their previously announced Paradise Lost, a prequel series for Max. I was invited to a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, Gadot said. And what they told me, and I'm quoting, you are in the best hands. We're going to develop Wonder Woman 3 with you. We love you as Wonder Woman. You've got nothing to worry about. So time will tell. Well, apparently, Gal Gadot does have stuff to worry about. Like, see, you see the conflicting sides. One side says, hey, we never had these plans. Gal Gadot is saying, no, quote, I'm quoting right here. This is exactly what they said. Now, obviously, we weren't in the room with them, so we'll never 100% know, right? So we can only speculate, we can guess, but I'm kind of thinking, there's sketchy stuff going on with DC just because all these other sketchy scenarios we've heard about. And it's going back to the same thing they've done before, right? They kicked out Henry Cavill, even though, hey, no, we didn't. They were never planned for our universe. But then you were saying you were keeping Wonder Woman, and you're saying, oh, you might keep Aquaman, you might keep Flash, and then you're like, oh no, now we're not keeping them. Oh, Blue Beetle's in the new universe, but hey, if Blue Beetle doesn't end up, doing well at the box office, which is probably not, then Blue Beetle's probably gone, right? They keep going back on what they're saying, which is causing all this messiness, and it's the same stuff they did before. Like I said, even with The Rock, the Dwayne Johnson stuff with Black Adam, right? That was the quickest turnaround. And, I thought The Rock at one point was going to be a big part of the DC universe, but then boom, he was gone. it was wild, right? It was wild, but now it's getting even more wild because we don't know. We don't know what characters are sticking around, right? Apparently, Gal Gadot thought there was going to be a Wonder Woman 3. Okay, that's what she's saying. So, what characters are sticking around? That's why I don't like this universe setup. I don't like a soft reboot. If you're doing a reboot, hard reboot. We got all new cast of characters. We can start fresh. We get the stories. We get where we're going. Here, we're going to confuse the audience. It's so you're confusing me now, and I'm diving into this movie news constantly. It's a mess. It is a mess. I would have done either a hard reboot, or I would have stuck with what we had going with the DC extended universe, or even I would have pivoted and gone like hard reboot, but off of the Matt Reeves stuff, and make sure Matt Reeves is the Batman was included. Even though he didn't want that, I say, hey, you don't want to do the Batman 2? Boom, we'll get another director. But I thought that would have been a good starting point. But right now it's so messy. We got all these Elseworld stories going on, the Matt Reeves stuff, the Joker stuff. Now we got this messy DC universe stuff, but we're using other characters from the other universe. What's being rebooted, what's not. Are you guys confused by this stuff out there? Because I'm starting to get confused. To me, this is messy. What do you guys think of this new James Gunn DC universe? Do you have faith in him? Do you think this is going to work out great? Like I said, James Gunn, great creative. I loved a lot of his movies. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, still my favorite movie of the year. So we can definitely create and direct movies, but once again, as a head of a studio, the business decisions here are not working for me. But you guys let me know. You guys have faith in this James Gunn universe, or you're like, this is Snyderverse 2.0 again. This is going to end in a disaster very quickly. That's where I'm at right now. But let's look at your guys' comments. And what do you guys think? Are you guys thinking what Gal Gadot saying was true? Do you think James Gunn is now backtracking on his? Who do you think's on that side? Like I said, we'll never know for sure. But where does your speculation go to? Let's see. We got Dell on movies, a big superhero fan. So welcome here, Dell. What's up? What's up, Dell? I got to hear your thoughts too on this Gal Gadot versus Gun stuff. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be a messy universe, Dell? Are you excited for this new Gunverse? Like I said, I'm cautious here. Cinema Man says, I guess it's safe to say Gal Gadot jumped the gun. Ah, great headline right there. I don't know if I've seen that headline yet. Somebody should definitely use that. That is hilarious. I know it's the thing though. I mean, she probably really thought though, because if that's really what they said, of course, you're in safe hands. We're gonna make a Wonder Woman 3. You got nothing to worry about. When somebody says you got nothing to worry about, that means you should start worrying about something, right? I could see her thinking, hey, that's what they said. That's what they're gonna do. Ah, so messy. I feel bad. If it's really truly that is what they said, that I feel bad. I definitely feel bad for Godot in this situation, and very disappointed once again in Gunn and Saffron and all this universe shenanigans. Dell's laughing there at this whole scenario. Basement Blues, Tony. How we doing out there, Tony? Oh, Tony's gonna be on a stream tomorrow night, our back to school movie stream. Oh, that's also gonna be Dell on movies too. Of course, yep, Dell's gonna be there too. That's gonna be a super fun stream for you all tomorrow. I can't wait. We can go so many different movie directions. We're also, speaking of another person, we got Fish the Film Collector, who is also gonna be on that stream. Hello, hello, Mike and chat. Hope everyone is having a great Sunday. Boom. Yep, those are three people that are definitely gonna be on the back to school movie stream. And then we also have a couple new like channel debuts that haven't been on my channel before. That's going to be an exciting stream tomorrow. I got to get all the stuff ready today for it, but that's going to be a ton of fun. But yeah, hey Fish, how you doing? Is your Sunday going great out there? I know mine's going good. Dell saying, oh yeah, Basement Blues is saying, yeah, tomorrow night will be fun. Yes, it will. Dell and Move says, I'm very cautious. It seems the people in charge won't even tell each other what they want to do, won't draw any hard lines in the sand. Hence, Gadot thinking there's going to be a Wonder Woman 3. Yeah, exactly. And it's not a good way to start out your universe. It's like people want transparency, people want honesty, whatever it's gonna be. I think Gal Gadot, of course, she'll be disappointed if there's no Wonder Woman 3 because she was in the first two and all that stuff. But I think she's more mad now, thinking there was going to be a Wonder Woman 3 and then having the rug pulled out underneath her. That would personally make me more mad if I thought something was going to happen. I was absolutely promised it was going to happen. They said I was in safe hands, and then it just changed like that. I would be like, I would change from very disappointed to like disgusted with the people that broke those promises. So yeah, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. So do I think a Wonder Woman 3 is going to happen? I don't think so. I think they're going to reboot Wonder Woman, and they're definitely not going to use Gal Gadot at this point. I mean, how could they with this drama at this point? I don't know, unless there's a rallying group behind her out there, but I don't think it's going to happen. And they're doing this Paradise Lost series on Max, which I don't care about. I got to be straight up. I am totally over these superhero shows. Some of them turn out pretty good. Like I said, WandaVision, I loved. Um, a couple other ones were okay, but a lot of them just seem to be not up to par. I'd rather them put that money towards some really good movies. That's just my thoughts anyway. These shows aren't working out for me, but we'll see. Maybe Max will do it right better than Disney. Maybe we'll get an amazing Paradise Lost series, an awesome Penguin series. Maybe those will be really quality, like HBO level. Then I'm all for that. But we'll see. We got to see if it happens. Hisham says 2017, Ray Fisher versus Josh Whedon. 2020, Henry Cavill versus Walter Hamado. Gal 2023 Gal Gadot versus James Gunn. Exactly, it's the same stories, different people, same issues keep reoccurring. There's no changes. And Warner Brothers, they keep doing that. They're like, "Oh, okay, movies aren't performing. Okay, so now we get rid of this person. Okay, movies aren't performing. Get rid of this person." But they keep replacing them with the people that are kind of in a similar mindset or approaching similarity. So it ends up being the same stuff anyway. Like, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, I don't know why they didn't just have him finish his Snyderverse stuff. I know there was stuff going on personally, but then studio was having issues and all that stuff. But once you see the new Justice League movie, even though it is an improvement, you can see really where the editing and updated stuff does make a difference. It's still the basic same story. It's not like they drastically changed the story. Yeah, they added in more scenes, increased the runtime, different things like that. But it was like, what was the big deal? Like, why Warner Brothers did you force out Snyder in the first type of thing, right? You should have let him come back, finish. I don't know. It's all sloppiness with them. Very sloppy messiness. I don't like it. Cinnamon Man says, I don't think James Gunn could run a McDonald's, let alone be the head of DC. Oh gosh. Woo! Cinnamon Man, you ain't holding back today. I like it. Yeah, I mean, once again, he's a creative and he does great creative work, but as a studio head, that's a different mindset. You need a Kevin Feige level mindset, and I'm just not seeing it from James Gunn yet. Doesn't mean James Gunn can't get there, but every decision I've seen so far from him just it's no good. No, it's not working. It's not working. Dylan Movie says after Blue Beetle and Joker 2, they should really take a year or two off from the movies, map out a plan without trying to be Marvel and execute the plan, but they won't. Yeah, they won't take a break. And they're damaging the brand overall. I would have totally been fine, even longer than a 2 year. I would take a 4 year break, whatever it is, and really have a hard reboot, everything set up, everything ready to go. Yeah, they won't do it though. They won't do it. And now, and they have the Joker 2 and the Batman 2 stuff going on to the side, which is really weird. It's like people, I feel people are gonna get confused. That's just me. Yeah. Dimension Scott says it's not about a DC universe, it's all about the monies. Yeah, they want the money. But the thing is, everybody can win here. They can make more monies by making a better product, right? They can make better products to be able to sell more of them, so they will get more money, right? So sometimes you got to invest a little bit into the product to get it to sell well and make more money, right? The customers are happy because it's a better product. You're happy because you made money. I mean, right? It can all work together. It can all work together, people. But I think they want probably quick, fast money and not thinking long term. A lot of people in life, they don't think long term. A lot of people are very short term gratification. So maybe that's the issue with them. They're not thinking the long term. And yeah, they're being too maybe reactionary. Maybe I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, this DC, I'm not excited. Are you guys excited for the DC stuff? I mean, just in general, like, do any of these DC projects overexcite you? To me, besides Joker 2 and the Batman 2, the other DC stuff, I'm not really excited for. I'm just, like Superman Legacy, I'm so worried about because once again, it doesn't feel like a Superman story. They have all these other characters in there, so they really kicked off a new Superman kind of franchise of movies. You're bringing in all these other characters that might overshadow Superman. That doesn't make any sense to me. But once again, James Gunn is more comfortable working with a team of characters. We see him do that with Guardians of the Galaxy, the Suicide Squad. But should Superman be that way, right? I mean, there's so many unknowns. Once again, that movie might turn out amazing. Hoping it does, but I'm not sure. I'm worried. I'm very, very worried. Hisham says Ezra Miller done with DCU after Flash. I don't know if it's been said definitively, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, no way you can keep Ezra around with all the shenanigans that did happen. There is no way, right? I don't think you could do that. I mean, because you got to worry about the press issues and things. What could something else happen? Could things go wrong again? And the Flash did terrible, right? It wasn't like the Flash did good. So, oh, we need Ezra back. That's a star power to get more money. No, the Flash did awful. One of the worst movies in terms of just box office of the sum. I mean, just so bad, so underperformed. It just Oh gosh, it was gross how bad that movie performed. Even though I thought the movie was pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. I enjoyed it for what it was. Yeah, no way they bring Ezra back. No, no, no way. The only way they would have brought Ezra back is if the movie made tons of money, which obviously it did terrible. Same thing I'm thinking with Blue Beetle. Right now, maybe they say Blue Beetle will be a part of the universe, but if it doesn't perform, which tracking numbers don't look good, no way these characters will stick around. There is no way. Fish is saying Ezra is a liability these days. Absolutely. And you got to think about insurance, the cost of making these movies, all that stuff added together. No way, no way they would risk it. For what? For Ezra, that once again, it doesn't seem to be star power bringing in that money. So that's the only thing that would have saved Ezra in that case, I would say, is have that movie make a ton of money, then you would get a chance to come back. But yeah, nope, did terrible, so no way. No way. So I don't even know if they're gonna do another Flash movie anytime soon. That one could be one maybe they wait 3 or 4 years on. We'll see. I don't know. They're making such weird character choices with their projects too. Like they're doing a lot of side characters. Like they mentioned a Booster Gold movie, which I like Booster Gold, but let's get back to the trinity of characters. Let's focus on Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Then we branch out to like Green Lantern and the Flash, and we start bringing in those other Justice League characters. But they're doing these side characters, Swamp Thing, right? Like I like Swamp Thing quite a bit, but to start off your universe? Like, is this we're going the weird, once again, Gunn kind of directions, which maybe Gunn pulls it off, but maybe, I mean, Gunn can't direct everything, can he? I mean, he's a studio head now. There's all these different movies they got to do. No way he can direct it. So, can he get somebody that can pull off that kind of movie? That's where I get worried. Like I said, I'm very, very worried. No way. I don't know. All right, let's go to the next news story. Like I said, this stuff is just making me sad on DCEU or whatever the new DC Gunverse is called. All right, let's get into Writers Guild America, right? Yes, WGA Talks Resume. So apparently, talks resumed. I believe it was on Friday. Let's bring up this article. Okay, the WGA and the AMPTP have agreed to resume bargaining for a deal that could end the guild's ongoing strike. In a message to members Thursday, the guild said that Carol Lombardini, president of the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, has asked the WGA negotiating committee to meet with the AMPTP negotiators on Friday. We expect the AMPTP to provide responses to WGA proposals. Our committee returns to the bargaining table ready to make a fair deal, knowing the unified WGA membership stands behind us and by the ongoing support of the union allies, the guild said. Kress, Kesser and David A. Goodman, who co chaired the WGA's negotiating committee, said of yesterday's milestone the refusal to take writers' reasonable proposals seriously has caused the WGA strike to last 100 days and counting. It serves only as a milestone of shame for the AMPTP. They are their member studios and wholly responsible for the over 3 month shutdown of the industry and the pain it has caused workers and all others whose livelihoods depend on the business. The cost of settling the WGA and SAG after strikes is far less than the damage their intractability has caused. Ultimately, the studios have no choice but to make a fair deal. Until then, we remain resolved and united. Yeah, WGA isn't going to budge on this. So hopefully these talks that supposedly were supposed to begin, hopefully everything's going good with them. Hopefully things get settled. Hopefully there's a negotiation that's reached where the WGA members get treated a lot better, get fairly compensated. They take care of the AI issues and all that stuff. So then Hollywood can, resume function here. Now it's interesting though that the WGA is getting called to the negotiation table before the actors, right? Now, I know they've been on strike a lot longer than the actors, but this is still kind of key. And you guys let me know your thoughts here. I think they're getting called to the tables before the actors because they would be cheaper to satisfy than the actors. The studios are probably thinking, oh, wow, we thought the writers were going to cost a lot of money. No, the actors are going to be tremendous and tremendous amounts of money. So maybe we can do a deal with the writers, but then put the pressure on the actors saying, hey, we came to a deal with the writers. You actors, you got to loosen up a little bit. And I'm assuming the actors won't get as good of a deal. I'm assuming whoever goes first will get the best deal. and then the next group will get a lesser deal. Unfortunately, at least that's how um, I'm thinking the producers, strategy studio heads, right? They're thinking in this way. Let me know if you guys think that's how they're thinking or if I'm overthinking. But I think that's might what happens. And we'll see though. But like I said, hopefully everything gets improved for everybody, all these unions, and then everything gets resumed because yeah, right now everything is shut down in Hollywood. And these studios got to see, we got to start treating the people better. We got to take care of them. We got to fairly compensate them. Because once again, another money thing, like they're ruining their reputation and damaging themselves, right? Long term, just to be stubborn, right? Just to be stubborn because they're probably losing way more money than whatever is on the negotiation table. If they could just come to a deal, get Hollywood going again, they could probably make more movies, make money, things of that nature, and their return will be greater than whatever the expense of these deals were. At least that's how I'm thinking right now. But they just don't want to do it. They want to do stuff in the sketchiest way. They want people to start selling their houses where they can't afford things anymore. And then, which so slimy, so slimy. You know, how those studios work sometimes. It's just yeah. But what are your guys' thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts on the WGA strike and even the Screen Actors Guild and all that stuff? Do you think this is going to end anytime soon? I mean, writers on strikes over 100 days. 100 days is a long time. How long is this going to go? Is it going to be another week or is it going to be 3 more months? I mean, how long could this go? Wow. Yeah. I mean, let's see what your guys' thoughts on this. Craig is saying the bootlegger Italian bistro. Oh, okay. Okay. It's very recommended. Oh, see, I don't think I went to that one. And the Primal Steakhouse. Nice. Okay. So those are two I gotta look into next time out in Vegas. Thank you, Craig. Hisham says, will the SAG strike end this year, next year? Like I said, we just don't know when it's gonna happen. My guess is, I, whew, I'm hoping by the fall. I'm hoping by the fall seems realistic, so maybe in a month or two. But I mean, imagine it goes into the new year into January. It could very possible. Wow, that's gonna push things so much back for these movies, these release schedules. Um, yeah, yeah, and then we're gonna have to recover from that for years to come. This is not good, not good for everybody involved in the industry, for movie lovers out there, just all around, just oh gosh. Um, but I think in the long run, if we get these fair deals in place, it will be better for everybody in the long run. So yeah, we're gonna have to hold out for a few years, but think it'll work in the long run. Cinema Man says this seems like an issue every 10 to 15 years. These strikes, let alone it be the movie industry or sports, times change, so does pay. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Things change. Once again, like streaming was newly introduced during this time period. And so, because now the industry has changed, the deals have to change. And to me, the studios would think that's obvious. Like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Now, let's, instead of being stubborn and be like, oh no, this is how we did, right? I mean, times change. You got to update the deals, right? It's simple. Craig says, I think they had a meeting last Friday. Yep, last Friday. I haven't heard any details after that, though, to see did the deals go. I don't think a deal has happened yet. The strike's still going on. So, like, what progress were they able to make? Not too sure. Let's see. Jared Runner says, hello there, everyone. Hey, Jared Runner, how you doing out there? Let's see. I think we got through all of that there. So we will get into now, of course, the ask anything section. So ask anything. Yeah, anything your heart desires. Other movie news, like I said, are just fun topics we'll get to right now. So definitely feel free to throw those comments in there. I love interacting with you. Also, the more comments, the better. But while you all are tapping away, once again, remind you, if you're just joining in, hit that like button. Takes a half a second and is a large help. So please hit that like button. Makes all the difference, and I appreciate it. But yeah, so some things that are coming up on the channel, of course. Tomorrow night is the back to school movie stream. That's going to be great. We're talking our top 5 favorite back to school movies. So that's anything that deals with education. It could be coaching, it could be tutoring, it could be whatever. Anything in an educational setting, that's going to be up for fair game. Like I said, we have amazing people on there tomorrow. Couple channel debuts. We got Tony on there from Basement Blues. We got Dell from Dell on Movies. It's gonna be an awesome time. So very excited for that. And we'll have honorable mentions and all that fun stuff too. So that will be a great time. Definitely tune in, hit the notification bell on that once I get it up later today, just to be ready for that. But then you guys know the stuff the rest of the week. Same stuff. We'll have Amazon deals, and there's some great deals going on right now. So I'll mention a couple just in case, because my video usually gets recorded and posted a couple days later. I don't want you to miss out on them. There's a Phantasm 1 and 2, that Blu-ray. I think is heavily discounted. So maybe just type in Amazon Phantasm 1 and 2. If you can go through one of my previous deal links, even I know it won't say Phantasm, but if you go to Amazon through another movie link, still gets me some credit. So I'll mention that Phantasm one is a really good deal. I think that was the best deal I've seen of recent. But yeah, if I think of another one, I'll let you guys know right now. But all the rest will for sure be in the Amazon deal video. We'll have a rant video come out. Of course, those are always a lot of fun. And I think the rant video is actually not about Disney this time. I know, shocker, right? Usually most rants lead back to Disney, but this one is a little bit different. Not about Disney this time, so that's going to be fun. Of course, we'll have movie numbers. I have another ranking of my top 10 favorite 4Ks of the year so far. That's going to come out. I think that one drops on, I want to say, might be Friday, that one. So that's going to be super fun. But yeah, tons of great content for you guys to enjoy. Once again, I always appreciate you all watching as many videos you can all the way through, even if it's you playing it in the background, you're going on a walk, you're doing dishes, you're doing laundry, just listening it into the background while you're playing a video game, whatever it might be. Totally helps out the channel a lot. The view time is so important, most important thing, and then those likes, like I said, just do a lot to grow the channel, and the channel is growing, so I can't wait till we get to that. I know it's far off still, but that 2,000 sub mark, that's going to be a big celebration on the channel, so I want to get there as soon as we can. I'm hoping, I know this is ambitious, but if we can get to it by my 2-year anniversary on YouTube, which will be Halloween, actually. Halloween will be my 2-year anniversary. I'll be so happy. Thank you guys in advance, once again, for all your support on that. And hey, sharing out these videos to people that love movies, all that stuff totally can help grow the channel. So I appreciate it. But yeah, let's look at the comments. I know I got a few comments in here. Let's see. Hisham says, "Is Deadpool 3 delayed?" I believe so. I think at this point is delayed. Once again, we don't know how long the actor strike is going to go. So yeah, I doubt they make their original release date. So once again, like I said, it's going to be a snowball effect. All these movies are going to start getting delayed. So yep, that's how it is. Craig says, "I got Enter the Dragon 4K. Excellent reproduction through a friend." Nice. That is what I'm curious about. That is actually kind of an area where I need to watch more movies on. The martial arts stuff, I need to see more of those kind of movies. I've seen a handful. I need to see more. That is one I definitely want to check out. Once it gets a price drop, it's a studio title, so I'm sure it'll drop in price. But oh wait, are we saying? Oh, Craig, did you say it's 23 right now, or you got it for $23? If it's $23 right now, then people should be picking up on it for sure. That's a great price. But yeah, I need to see Enter the Dragon. I've heard such good things. So once it gets discounted, like the studio titles, I never feel like I need to rush out for them because they usually get discounted in a couple weeks or a few. So I always wait on those now. Internal Melancholy says, "Good afternoon, Mike and chat. I'll have to rewatch, see what I missed." Absolutely, Internal Melancholy. Rewatch the replay totally helps. Hit that like while you do that, and yeah, appreciate it. Let's see, saying, "I'm enjoying buffalo wings. What's your favorite food?" I actually do quite like buffalo wings. I eat a lot of wings for sure. Um, Favorite food. See, it's kind of interesting because I really don't eat my favorite food a whole lot, which is fine. I know it's weird to say, but I try to be healthy. And so, even though pizza, I love the taste of pizza, of course, it's not very good for the health. So, I try not to eat it that often. And if I do eat it, it's like a keto crust pizza from Blaze that, it's healthy, right? But I do love the taste of pizza, like, since I was a kid. But I eat a lot more, like, kind of just meats now, meats, cheeses, right? Wings, go to Buffalo Wild Wings, get the traditional wings. Then I have some good sauces. I'll eat a lot of those because, yeah, like I said, not carby, right? I try to stay away from a lot of carbs. But yeah. Oh yeah. Now you're getting me hungry though. Getting me hungry. Like what I ate the day was I had like a protein waffle. So it was like a protein whole grain, really good one. with some berries on it, some blueberries, right? That was pretty good. Adrian says the 80s list was great. What was your favorites in there, Mike? I still haven't seen it yet. I was pretty busy yesterday just trying to get things prepped for the week because now I'm back into school schedule. So like my weekends are dedicated to prepping my videos for the week, and then of course going to the theater to see a movie for an out of theater reaction. So still haven't checked out. You guys will have to let me know what were some of the great stuff that showed up. I heard that I might have had a clip on there. Was I on there? What movie did I shout out? You guys got to let me know. That'll be funny. But yeah, uh, I mean, there's if you guys saw my top 25 list, you know what I was hoping would get there. Once again, Howard the Duck didn't get there, but maybe my other stuff did. I'm sure my other stuff was pretty popular. Let's see, Internal Melancholy taking the Oppenheimer approach here. Let's nuke that like button for sure. Let's see. Hisham saying, I've heard rumor Galactus will appear in Fantastic Four. Is it true? Maybe. I just hope they don't try to mush too many things together. I've heard rumors of the Silver Surfer too, but it seems like they're adding so much new characters in, and we haven't really got to know any of the Fantastic Four yet, that I don't want them once again to jump the gun here and add too much into the first movie. Let's pull it back a little bit. I would do a smaller villain and really focus on the Fantastic Four group at first anyway. Cinnamon Man says, "Have a good day. Gotta go some movie watching and been slacking. That yeah, you gotta make every day a movie day. You know that. Gotta at least get a movie a day in. But yeah, that's always my goal. Yeah, for sure. Craig says now limited edition around $84. Yeah, no, not for me. Too rich for my blood. Yeah, I don't ever get the limited edition stuff anymore. I mean, I'll get a steelbook once in a while for either like a Lionsgate steelbook because they're pretty cheap or something I know I'll really rewatch. But like the limited edition stuff that come with the fancy booklets and all this other stuff, postcards, and like I don't need that. I just need the 4K disc. That's all I need. So I'll get the cheap edition. Like that's what I did with Roadhouse. Roadhouse, like fancy vinegar syndrome, packaging magnetic case that was released the previous year, but I waited till this year to pick up the standalone just disc release version, the 4K, and I was happy with that. And I got it a lot cheaper, and I was content with that one. So that's usually how I approach the collecting. Let's see, Internal Melancholy. I'm so happy that Best Buy Online had National Lampoon's Vacation 4K Steelbook back in. I ordered it. Price was ridiculous. Yeah, see, I wasn't getting the price on that. Plus, I didn't have there wasn't a steelbook for the 4K of the Christmas Vacation one, so I didn't want it to like not match up too. So I just got the slipcover, which I thought the slipcover was really good too. And I got it when there was like a coupon deal on Amazon. So I think I got it, what was it, like 25 bucks, something like that? Or it might have been cheaper, but I was happy with that price. And it was a very funny movie. I enjoyed it. Not as much as Christmas Vacation, but still pretty good. I mean, the John Candy stuff at the end was awesome. Let's see, extras. Yeah, lots of extras. Yeah, no, not paying that price for it though. Hisham says, "What movie make you bored in theaters until you fell asleep?" I see. I don't want to talk about movies I don't like, especially because I know some people do like them out there. But like, I mean, for example, one of the worst movies I've seen in years, Skinnamarink, Stinkamarink, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know if you could call it a movie. That's how much I didn't think of it. It felt like more like a fan made thing on YouTube. That's where it should have been. As a theater going experience, oh my gosh, I was checking the watch every 5 minutes. Felt like the longest movie ever. Just didn't go anywhere. Internal Melancholy says your vid was on it. I forgot what you talked about. I love Howard the Duck too, but Sally didn't make the list. I know. I campaigned. I said people throw Howard the Duck towards the top of your list. We'll get it the points. It only needs a handful to get up there. But once again, I'm sure probably most people were like, oh, let's put all the popular stuff at the top. That's why I didn't need to. Like Back to the Future, I'm like, I know Back to the Future is going to show up way high, right? I'm guessing it did. You guys tell me. So I'm like, I don't need to give it more than 1 point. It's already going to be on the list. Let's see. Don Move says, do you think we'll get a 4K set of the vacation movies eventually once they're all released? Yeah, I could see that easily. Um, yeah, I mean, at this point, I already have the standalone releases for Christmas and regular vacation. So if they come out with Vegas, and I heard that was pretty good. So I do want to pick that one up. Some people said European vacation's not that great, but at that point, might as well have them all. So Yeah, I'll probably get the standalone releases at this point. Now, if I didn't get those, then for sure, I love getting a pack of movies that take up less space on the shelf, and I still get the 4K disc. To me, that's always important. How do I get the 4K disc the cheapest way? Let's see, Internal Melancholy, because you have unlimited passes. I believe you go to see a movie every. Yep, yeah, exactly. Just in case you might like it. Yeah, I see all the movies, so you guys don't have to. That's what I tell people. That's why I do it to get those out of theater reactions. So if it's worth your time, because I know people's time is limited out there, I will let you know what I recommend, what I don't recommend. So yeah, I try to see. I mean, all the new releases that at least show up at my theater. Now there's some releases that don't get in my local theater. Then I can't see those. But yeah, as much as I can. So even the bad ones. But there's been times I've been super pleasantly surprised, like the one yesterday, The Voyage of the Demeter. I was surprised on. I thought it was going to be garbage. It turned out pretty solid. Now, it wasn't the greatest thing I've seen of all time, but I was pretty intrigued with it. I mean, it had a very atmospheric, kind of horror movie approach to it that I thought was pretty cool. So, yeah, I had a good time with that one. So, I'm happy I saw it. Now, if I didn't have my pass, I would definitely not pay to go see it, right? So that's the power of the pass. I love these unlimited passes. Um, yeah, to me, those are the best thing that's happened to movie theater lovers and what forever. They're amazing. I love those unlimited passes. All right, I think that was the last question here. Any last minute comment question? Anybody want? Go ahead, throw it in right now. But if not, we'll close it out here. Once again, like I said, thank you guys for being here, supporting the channel, always watching the videos. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. And always think about ways if you can support the channel. It's always appreciated, never expected, but always look into super chats. And even if you're watching on the replay, super thanks are very helpful. And then, of course, those memberships, you actually get some great value for supporting the channel because you're not giving it to me for free. You're totally getting more video content and shout outs and other perks. So yeah, check into those if you're interested. But once again, thank you guys for being here. Last couple comments, and then we'll sign out. Internal Melancholy says, I saw your shirt on the Dracula movie. I'm surprised you liked it. I do want to buy it. Well, I like horror movies. Horror movies are my second favorite genre, right behind superhero movies. So I'm often pretty easy on them. And like I said, I thought it was gonna be garbage, like trash, like almost skin and Marinkle, well, not that bad, but pretty bad. So because I went in with very low expectations, because it was solid, I was very happy with it. Like I said, it's not the most awesome movie of all time. It's not gonna make my top 10 of the year, none of that. But I still enjoy it. And Turner Melancholy says, I heard it's mediocre. Yeah, kind of in that mediocre level, but still was Talk to Me was in that mediocre level. And I think I would go Voyage of the Demeter slightly over Talk to Me. I think I had a better time with Voyage. And once again, I wasn't expecting much from Voyage. Like I was expecting more from Talk to Me because it was A24. Voyage, I was like literally expecting nothing. I thought it was gonna be terrible because I saw so many bad ones, bad horror movies like The Boogeyman or the. I did not care for that. So because I went in low expectations, it surpassed it, which I had to give a thumbs up for that. Greg says, "Happy Sunday, Mike." Internal says, "Have a great day, Mike." In chat. Internal says, short, not sure. Sure. Yeah, yeah, short. Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. Move says, have a good one, everybody. And Hisham says, have you seen The Crow? Yes, The Crow. I really like that one. I've only seen it once, though. I need to rewatch it. I don't know how that doesn't have a 4K. Needs to get a 4K. Yes, and I think movies and Ryan loves that one. Yeah, loves The Crow. I think that's his favorite go-to movie. So let's get a nice 4K steelbook. Why not? That'd be awesome. But thank you all. Thank you all again once for being here. Now go make it a movie day. Go watch a movie out there. Have a good time. Yeah. Have a good one, everyone.